All right, we're getting started here. And as always, just let me know if you can hear me okay and if you can see the screen. Everything should be better compared to the last time. Hey, Jeremiah, Elijah, how's it going? Yep, doing the live stream. I think it's the first one in a few days, actually. Hey, Sabrina, cool kid. Chandler should be calling in soon. First to light. Okay, that's good. That's good. How's everybody doing today? Love you too, Carlene. How's it going? Joyce, I see you there. I think I saw, yeah, Larry. There you go. Shout out to Larry. Terry. All right. Now, while I'm waiting for Chandler to join in, I got to say that I thoroughly enjoyed the last episode. I personally feel like The Broken Washer was better than Sugar Mama, but Sugar Mama was a pretty solid episode. Pretty busy. I spent most of the day. I had some eBay stuff to mail off, came back, took a nice shower, doing laundry right now. I put some stuff in the dryer. Hey, Barry, Latoya, Jamar. Yeah, trying to keep cool. It's like 87 degrees here, and there might be a thunderstorm here soon. Hey, Paula. And I decided, you know what, let me go ahead and do a live stream on YouTube. Then later on tonight, I'll go ahead and do some live streams on Instagram because I haven't done that in like a week. Larry says Sugar Mama wasn't that interesting. It was okay. It wasn't like my favorite episode, but it was okay. Main man, how's it going? Charlene, you seen Tyler Perry making a OTT?
Can you hear me?
Yep, sure can.
How are you?
All right. Oh, 1 second. Why is it ringing? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, can you hear me? Hello? All right, I can see you there. Let's see here. All right. Oh, Gwendolyn, your first time on live chat. Thanks for joining in. And basically with a format, we just have open discussions about the episodes. Just flat out open discussions. You know, talking with Chandler and of course going through the chats as they come. But all right, so I gotta say this. I felt like Sugar Mama definitely had some season 1 vibes. That's what I really felt while watching the episode. Because I feel like what's the word I'm looking for? You really got a lot of exposition, and then the fact that Jim and David have a lot of screen time together. Catherine's kind of doing her own thing with Hannah. Jim is kind of looking at her with a stink face. Candace, did anybody else love the fact that Candace only had a brief scene, but that one scene was good enough?
Yeah, she showed her. Yeah, that it was very short but very sweet.
Yeah. Oh, hang on 1 second. What I'm going to try to do, I need to find this speaker I actually bought last week. I'm just going to plug it up to the computer. That way it might amplify your voice.
All right.
See if I can get it real quick. Latoya, I think Mitch might be Celine's son. No, God, no, please. No, 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 no. Let me see if I can get this working. Okay, Chandler, could you say something for me? Hello? Hey, can you hear me? Oh, hang on a second. Gotta call him back. One second. Do you think Catherine's going to turn in Wyatt? My problem with the Catherine scenario is, why do you want your own son to give himself up, but you committed murder yourself? So how are you going to tell your son that he needs to pay for his crime, but you...
Unless you go confess yourself.
That's my one problem with that.
Well, maybe she'll do it to set a good example for, might even say, look, Wyatt, all right, here's what I did. I'll go confess my crimes if you'll go.
All right, can y'all hear us now? I don't know what the heck. YouTube is something else. Yeah, there's sound now. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Oh, yeah, okay, let's just break it down here. Let me just say that Team of Rivals, the trailer wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. I feel like the fact that I've been waiting for, well, I feel the fact that we've been waiting for this Candice beating Rocky thing for so long, that it's kind of like, well, it's about time it's going to happen. I just feel like, and if you noticed, my episode review and trailer breakdowns were a lot shorter than they usually were. Because usually those suckers, like, my episode review might be 20, 25 minutes. And then the trailer breakdowns, they can usually run somewhere between 10 to 15, depending on how much meat is in there. And I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing, because I think I mentioned in the video, what if they only gave us so much because they're going to throw some surprises in the actual episode? Maybe it's the fact that Sugar Mama was one of the rare episodes. It just felt so straightforward. That's not a bad thing though. I'm just not used to so much exposition or information dumped at one time. Like, we spent so much time with David and Jim, but look at all the information they cover. Like, first off, David calling Jim out for his bull crap is like, look, you're just jumping to conclusions about Oscar, but why don't you look at the clues? My question is, how is Jim thinking that Oscar is lying to him, like Candace, wouldn't drug somebody? And I'm just like, she had you kidnapped, put into a basement, pictures with transgenders, put you in a literal electric chair, stole millions of dollars from you. So why would you think that her drugging someone is out of the realm of her twistedness? That's my one question. And I will say that when it comes down to it, I think that oh, what was that? Oh yeah, because there was a lot of information dumped at once, and also the fact that my mom was telling me maybe Jim and Erica have met, but Jim being in the heat of the moment, he didn't even recognize her. And then I added on, well, Erica might have looked slightly different to when they met. Maybe she had longer hair or something. You just don't know because Yeah, I mean, maybe it's one of those situations where when they formally meet, it's like, "Hi, my name is Erica." It's like, "I'm Jim," and then it's like, I don't know. But the fact that here's another thing. Here's another thing. What was up with Candace open to RK talking about Rocky, giving her information that's going to help her, yet was so dismissive of Erica, who was legitimately trying to help? It's like, look, they want to kill you, and she doesn't even want to hear it. It's like, get the F off my phone. And it's like, well, tell me what she said. Tell me what they're saying. And I'm just like, that kind of felt a bit awkward. And guys, everybody tuning in, they are back cutting grass in front of my freaking window for the third time today. So if you hear any background noise, they're cutting grass. Again. Oh, main man. Jeremy, since the title of this episode usually comes with a character actually saying the line, Jim will probably talk to Kate about Candace and Veronica teaming up to steal his money. Yeah, Team of Rivals, I can't wait to see how that title is actually incorporated into the episode itself. Yep, Dorothy Ann literally says she's still mad at Erica about war. I can understand that, but at the same time, it's like, look, Erica being Erica, she knows she's not in your good graces. As she said, I don't have any grace to extend to you. It's kind of like, you know, she wouldn't be calling you unless it's something important. And to me, Erica is just better off letting Candace die because even as Candace said, you'd be happy about that. That means Veronica is her only obstacle. Cool Kid, I agree. Jim and Veronica had some of the best dialogue, but I have to say, Lloyd, get your fat, sweaty ass up. I lost it. I lost it. And then I love how David is just there like, oh my God, this guy here. Um, Timothy, what made Veronica just become an instant thought on one day? I'm just going to chalk it up to her being very drunk. But I still wonder if she's going to remember any of this in the next episode. Or, excuse me, the next day. I was. Okay, this is why this episode gave me season one vibes, due to the fact that I feel like they really hammered home the fact that David and Catherine are the calm, cool, and collected ones, and their spouses are the emotional wrecks. Like they act on their emotions. And I agree, Jim was like rude to Erica, rude to Lloyd, busting into David's house. Freaking Oscar threatened to kill him in a open bar area. To be fair, they are talking low, but at the same time, it's like Oscar isn't your right hand man. He's David. So if I were David, I'd be hella pissed if my intel guy was killed by my so-called friend just because he. Imagine if he killed off Oscar and then David and Jim had that conversation they had in the episode, and then Jim realizes he was wrong by killing Oscar. You literally got rid of the only way of knowing how to get your money back or where it went to. Uh, um, Cool Kid. Now Jim and Catherine going to go after Veronica too for making the account. There's just so many questions with that because I love how it felt like an episode of Scooby-Doo. They just standing there exchanging information. And guys, the weed eater is right outside my window right now, so I'm sorry if you can't hear me. Get your hands off me. I love you, Oscar. It's the same thing. It's kind of like he's just acting rash. Look, Timothy, I agree. I would be mad if $8 million was gone. But at the same time, okay, if you wanted to threaten Oscar to put a fire under his butt, that's one thing. But at the same time, you have to realize this is the guy this is like the only guy that can potentially get your money back. So yeah, you would be a little rough with him because it was his mistake. But at the same time, as soon as Candace came up, it's like, oh, here this bitch comes again. I agree. Another thing is, I like how David called Oscar just to get some reassurance about what was going on because that pissed me off too. I'm sick of the Charles storyline and Justin Sue. Okay, let me just put it this way. I'm not going to say I hated Justin Jeffrey or Charles and Landon in the episode. I just felt those scenes kind of brought the episode down because the episode actually had a good flow, but then you have these obsessive lover stories that just got in the way. Like the Justin thing, I just felt like that just came out of left field. I feel like that was just plugged in there for a cliffhanger ending because now it's like, oh my god, who's going to pull the? Is he going to pull the trigger? That's it. And then when it comes to the Charles and Landon storyline, I still say that there is a possibility Charles might get assassinated because he's going to move to Savannah at the wrong time in the middle of that Malone War. What? Oh, guys, I see a bunch of RK comments. We'll get to that. We'll get to RK. Dang, y'all are going in. There are a lot. I'm not going to lie. These guys are mentioning a lot of characters, and it makes sense. They're listing out characters who really don't belong in the season. And I can't say that I don't disagree. I just feel like they should have had like one-off appearances, like Melissa going away for a little while, Gia. I mean, even though I like Oscar, he really had no need to be in the season aside from getting back Wyatt some money. That's it. Like, yeah, Simba, Simba. I agree. Celine, Tony, Michael. Those are the characters who actually fit well into the story, but then they got pushed to the side for these off-the-wall storylines and whatnot. Yeah, what? Yeah. Mm, I hope so. I mean, we got Smitten and Moles, and those are the first two in July. So hopefully, in a week or so, TV Guy will update, giving us kind of a confirmation that we can expect episodes throughout the month of July, not just the first 2 weeks. I hope that's the case. Yes, Timothy, please do not turn Hannah into that same character she's been for the past 3 seasons. For the love of God, I do not want to see that again. At least not anytime soon. Because her just going, oh my god, like you want to talk with Veronica? I'm like, no. I like, where is Derek when you need him? Mm-hmm. I don't even know what day. I asked Derek on Twitter what day of the week it is. Like, whatever it needs to be. I'm like, classic Tyler Perry answer. That will at least give us an idea of where to go. But at the same time, how many episodes have we been in this same day and it's the same night? Now, this isn't a complaint per se, but it's just like I don't think we're ever going to get to the weekend at this rate. That's my guess too. Oh, Joyce, I hope Mitch doesn't kill Benny. Okay. Another reason I say this episode reminded me of season one, you got two characters who are good friends, but then it comes to a crossroads because one character suspects the other character of something foul. Season one, Celine and Hannah were good friends, but when Celine started to think that Hannah was messing around with Jim, that's when she got stink eye for her. Now with Mitch, who was good friends with Benny, he thinks Benny has a hand in killing his uncle, so now he's going to give him the stink eye. I see a fight, maybe. Maybe a fight. Cartoons for kids. This is not Tyler Perry. I like your channel name though. Um. Okay, let me just say this much. I really enjoy the RK and Candace scene. It's just odd that Tinka Sumner is 38, but my gosh, she does not look it. Not at all. That's the age she looks like. Who do you think is evil, Veronica or Candace? Both. I would say Veronica though. She has more experience. Candace just thinks she's bad. When can we find out Veronica's past? I don't know. I feel like this channel is the only place where there's in-depth theories about it, and I would love for Tyler Perry to elaborate. I don't. It's just it's. I feel like we're talking exactly like the characters, like Hannah and Benny. It's all about going in a circle, like going in the same cycle over and over again. Oh, I don't know. Um, I think Mitch will be to Benny what War was to Candace. I could see that happening, but to be fair, Benny does have 6 months to make his first payment, as opposed to Warlock, who only gave her not even a couple of days. So, because he found out she lied. It's just like I don't want to see. I'm just sick of Benny being the fall guy every freaking season. Like I get it. This season he was written to be a dumbass making one bad choice after another. But at the same time, it's like the dynamic between him and Mitch was one of my favorite parts of the show because it's about time we had like a at least some sort of a healthy friendship, which I can't be mad at Mitch because he's right. It's like I told you time and time again not to make take the money, but on the backhand, it's like, would you really believe your friend would kill your uncle like that? And the other thing is, these people just jump into conclusions. And for the police to, for the Malones to own the police, you would think they would have been at that bar in less than an hour. Oh, um, RK was flirting with Candace. I think they like each other. I feel like, oh yeah, let's go back to RK real quick. Why in the world would RK drop dime on Rocky? That's my question. Because remember, RK tried to thank Candace for letting him into the hustle, but then Candace retorted, "It's like, look, it wasn't my call. Rock, you need to thank Rocky." Yeah, I know, but at the same time, I just wanted to thank you personally. That's just like, okay, imagine you're like assistant manager at a job, and the main manager doesn't want me hired on, but you're the one that gives me the job. So I thank the manager when I really should be thanking you, but then I got some dirt on you that I tell the manager because you did something behind their back to get you in trouble. Well, like, what kind of sense does that make? The only thing I can think of is if RK just did that to make a pass at Candace, but it really didn't come off that way to me. It's like if we saw Rocky treating RK funky, then I can see why he would be like, you know what? I hate this guy. I want to get rid of him and tell Candace. The only time we saw Rocky be a bit aggressive to RK was when he was late to work, but to be fair, that's when he got arrested. Ebony Eyes. I think there's another camera that will confirm Benny didn't kill Benny. That's a problem with that because number one, you just gave Veronica more ammunition to use against you, Benny, when you told her the story. To be fair, he wasn't aware that there's no tape in the security footage. So that's another thing. That's another thing. It's just ridiculous how Wyatt is going to be safely walked away into an asylum or a rehab facility while he's the one that's the cause of all this crap. But they're unless his parents come forward, it's probably not going to happen because remember Jeffrey wrote it off as him being crazy from being high, so that's what's going to happen. Yeah, but I feel all right. You know what's funny now? Because everybody was up in arms and they're not afraid to call Hannah out for being a hypocritical Christian. And now they're like, now Catherine's being hypocritical for wanting her son to fess up when you committed cold-blooded murder yourself. Um, 1 second, going through the chats. Oh wow, lots of chats. RK knows who makes the big bucks. That's why he likes Candace. Fair enough. Fair enough, Barry. Fair enough. Will Benny get arrested for killing Quincy? I don't even know when they're going to do anything about the Quincy murder, so I don't even know. I don't even know. Just like Warlock, I feel like Jennifer Salison is taking the forefront, and yeah, uh, uh, unless Catherine turns Wyatt in, she did say he needs to pay. Yeah, that's true, and we can tell that Catherine put it together when Hannah was telling the story. It's like there was a man dead on the floor on a bar on 7th. I'm like, oh my god! And then, luckily enough, Catherine lied to Jim because Jim being upset at Benny because he thinks that Benny took the money. He would have put him behind bars in a heartbeat. This will be a great way of redemption from season 2. Another thing is, we do know that Hannah and Benny will confront Candace at the hotel because they'll find out about the millions of dollars. So I'm wondering if that's because Jim, Catherine, or both will talk to Hannah about it. So hopefully this happens in the episode Smitten. I'm just hoping it is. Because Mole seems like an action-packed episode where Benny gets arrested. So if I were to predict, I would say the first episode in July is when uh Candace is confronted by Hannah and Benny. Uh Simba, I thought RK was 21 because they're trying to make it sound like he's young, but he's 25. That's not that young unless he's lying about his age and has a fake ID. I mean, I'll pass him off as 25. I just can't believe that Jeffrey's older than 25. She said by a little bit, so we can imagine him being 27 or 28. Yeah. Well, it's not entirely Wyatt's fault that Benny's in a bad situation. Benny shouldn't have even borrowed the money from Mitch's uncle in the first place. I agree with that second part. Benny just has a problem with being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Wyatt can't be a witness against his parents. Note that he's also committed murder. His thing is, if he comes forward, he's just going to confess and say that his dad helped cover up the murder. So it's like, if I'm going down, you're going with me kind of thing. Michael, they should just kill Melissa and stop with her storyline. I don't want... Okay, let me just put it this way. Melissa, even though I like this new Melissa, I don't think it would have been a bad idea if she would have died in the car crash. Just like I don't think it would have been a bad idea for Oscar to die from the overdose. I would have been pissed off because he was stupid for going to Candace's room. But at the same time, I would have rather him die like that as opposed to him being dumbed down and being bullied the way he is now. Have you noticed Candace been wearing black since she lost her son? Yeah. And have y'all noticed that she's been so much more attractive these past couple episodes? Because she's actually been smiling. And I like that. And another thing to talk about is the fact that Jim says he's going to get rid of Candace, but I got to see it to believe it. You know what, Barry? I think I'm done with the whole theoretical siblings videos. Those take a lot out of me. It's like, what if RK and Candace are brother and sister through her dad's side? I don't know. I hope not, because RK says he's from Ohio, I believe. I think Justin is going to lose his job. He should have lost his job. He's probably going to lose his life pretty soon. No. I just want to know why Jim's still in Catherine's house. She needs to kick him out. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Elijah, how was Wyatt put into an institution for threatening to kill himself when Amanda had a gun and they didn't do anything? Catherine wanted Amanda institutionalized, but Jim wouldn't have it. Yeah, Candace does look good with that black hat. Yeah. Candace and RK will make a good couple. Interestingly enough, I would agree. This show needs to have progress. Would like for all the issues to be resolved. I wish. Justin Armstrong, I wish. Candace needs to kill Jim. I'm not going to lie, I agree. Season 2 is when I think Candace looked her best. Yeah, RK, I don't think that Veronica doesn't have cameras in her room. So I feel like... Hello? Hello? Yeah, I feel like Veronica definitely has cameras in her bedroom. There's no way RK is going to get away with stealing from her. I don't like Charles as a wild card because he's way too powerful. I don't know. The Malones, I feel like the Malones only had that one security camera. Barry, I want to know just as much as you do when it comes to Derek. Oh yeah, you back? You back? I don't know. You kind of left and then it reloaded and came back again. Can you hear me? What if RK tries to get with Candace and Charles kills him? I think Veronica's probably going to get rid of RK for stealing from her. Yeah, Desiree, they definitely need to work on the writing. I would love to write for the show. I would love to write for the show. Yeah, the season's almost over. Yeah, that stress is getting to her. And yes, I know there are too many commercials per episode. I agree with that. I know nobody commented on it yet, but I see it floating around the internet. Desiree. Didn't Hannah say Candace and the rapist had the same eyes and nose? I'll probably do a video on that soon. I think Jeffrey's going to talk Justin down. I feel like that's the best way to explain it. Oh, guys, if you want to donate to the channel, just hit the super chat icon down there. Veronica's going to realize that things are missing. When she wakes up the next morning and wonders where those items are, I hope she doesn't, like, in her drunken state, feel like Benny was the one that stole it when he didn't. I think the rest of the people are going to die in the finale. I don't know. There's no telling. Way too many commercials. I agree. Oh, did anybody tune into Love Is? And if you did, what did you think of it? Charles might catch RK and Candace in bed together. That will be interesting. Soon as the show starts, after 1 minute, there's a commercial. Yep. Yes, I saw the Walmart commercial with Jeffrey. I actually did a video on it. I just haven't posted it yet. I got like 10 videos already done. I'm just spreading them out. like the trailer breakdown for Nobody's Fool. I just dropped that today, but I did that one on. Oh, what was that? Meaning, it was the list since it was announced. I mean, not that I mind Nobody's Fool. I just thought the list was, appropriate. Yep. Did you see? I saw a clip on YouTube last night. Whoopi Goldberg was on Jimmy Fallon, and she was talking about how amazing Tyler Perry's new movie production is, like the building. I'm going to do a separate video on this, but I'm not going to lie. Maybe because he put too much. Excuse me, not too much. Maybe because he put so much time, money, and effort into building that new production company. Maybe that's why the writing for this show has been a bit lackluster, because he was focusing more on that new, building. And the way she described it, that just gives me hope that his upcoming projects, especially for Viacom, are going to be off the charts good. I hope so. Yeah, and then the fact is, like, within like 9 days, he can shoot, produce a movie like that. And that makes so much sense based off his work ethic. The fact that he knows how he wants the camera angles to be, the lighting. So that gives me hope that when it comes to Viacom, we're going to be in for some great projects. Lord, I hope so. I hope so. I see a few people. Love Is was good. Love Is didn't interest me. I'm going to rewatch the episode a second time. I'll do my have and have not formula. I'll watch it once and I'll watch it again. Just because the uh, it doesn't. It's a straightforward show, and I like that. I don't really have to think about it much. I can just watch it to enjoy it. So that's how I feel. Yeah, because it's not so often you see television shows that are portraying like a positive black couple, both in the working industry in Hollywood, both trying to make it big. So I enjoyed it on the first view. So I'm definitely going to tune in again. It's just that, of course, the haves and the have-nots takes priority, and then the fact that I only need to do like one video on Love Is, just talking about per episode. That's why I don't mind doing videos on it. Yeah, I mean, and got the different vibe from that show than the Pains, because it was all about Tuesday drama, Wednesday if loving you is wrong drama. We get a break on Thursday, then Friday we watch the Pains, but the Pains just doesn't have that good writing. It's just like, bro, you only gave us like 2 bullet points per episode, and don't even get me started on the Curtis trying to use the internet episode. It was like the entire episode was him being too stubborn. Thank you. It's just my God. I mean, Greenleaf and Queen Sugar is good, but it just doesn't have my attention. And how much do you want to bet that Love is going to be on Netflix at the end of the season, while the Haves and the Have-Nots isn't? I bet, and that's because they know how to do it. But like again, I'm gonna. That's why that productions company that's going to have its own separate video. I'll talk about my hopes about what Tyler Perry does with it, because it's just like because Nobody's Fool. That trailer looked crisp. It looked good. It looked good. Yeah, I agree. Not to mention the fact that you have bigger name. I mean, I feel like at this point, Tiffany Haddish's name outranks almost everybody on the Medea family funeral. And it's just like, you know what? Let's push this movie first, which makes sense because she's going to be in night school with Kevin Hart because 2018 is the year of Tiffany Haddish in a way. So that means even more people will come out to the Medea family funeral. Not going to lie, I was looking forward to that movie more than The List. But yeah, I'm definitely feel like all right. Exactly. Here's the thing. What I feel the trailer. I'm looking forward to Whoopi's comedy, Tinka Sumner's smile, and Tiffany Haddish wearing that white dress. That was hilarious. She busts into that wedding, stomps on the bouquet, and then leaves. I'm like, oh my gosh. Sure was working right aside Natalie at the burger joint. So shoot. I don't know. Maybe it's because she started getting gigs on other shows or something, but I just like how Tyler Perry is kind of like Tyler Perry Studios is kind of like an academy, if you will, where you go there to get your start. Not saying that people there are just starting out, but it feels like you graduate. It's like, Malik and Jasmine, they both went to Disney for a while, did their thing there. And then, shoot, now she's on Black Lightning. She does play in the Descendants films, and she's got other projects going on. I know Malik, he's been doing several other projects on the side as well, but I just think it's really cool when you have people who are cast members or recurring characters on some of his shows, and then they go off to do bigger and better things, but they don't forget their roots, so they get invited back to work with Tyler Perry. So that's very cool. Oh, definitely. And don't think. Oh, yeah, I was about to say don't think I'm going to be watching Nobody's Fool without trying to find if there are any elements from his TV shows put into the movie. Yeah, and remember a Medea? What was it? A Medea Christmas when Tinka Sumner was in that movie as a teacher, and guess what? They needed how much money to save the school? $100,000. The same amount she blackmailed from Jim. Yeah, I remember in a Twitter contest from Aaron O'Connell's promotion group, I won a signed picture of Aaron as well as a DVD of the movie. So I watched it with my mom, and we were just like $100,000. Yep, you ought to get it from Jim like you did on the haves and the have-nots. Jacobe, has anyone heard of XXX Ten? Yeah, I did. Look, I'm not up to date on current rap and whatnot. Like I heard the story, but I don't really know that much about it. Like I was actually thinking about doing a live stream on the what is it, the immigration where the kids are being separated from their parents. Yeah, that is And then what is it like? Trump signed a bill to stop it, and I'm just going to speak on this briefly because I will be more than happy to do a live stream on that. If you want to join in, by all means, um, because you all know I rarely talk politics on the channel, but when I do, it's because I want to have an open discussion about it because there's some things I might not know, and then people listening in on chat, and if I'm talking with Chandler or somebody else, they might know something that I don't, and vice versa. My thing with all these events going on in the world, like you go on Facebook or Instagram, I'm going to go on the soapbox for a couple minutes now, bear with me. You go online and you see a news feed filled with like quotes and little clips and everything and articles and people's opinion. I never jump aboard that bandwagon. I always give it like 2 or 3 days to simmer because 9 times out of 10, everything posted on the day the news breaks is never like the full story. Like I saw the picture of the kids crying. I was sad, but the thing is, I didn't know the full story of it. I need to know what happened. Like the humanity in me is like, yo, that is jacked up. You shouldn't be separating kids from their parents like that. And at the same, on the other hand, it's just like, okay, what does the law say? Because the history of America has shown, even though we have laws in place, that doesn't mean the laws are right. Like, there was a time when slavery was legal. There was a time when slaves weren't even counted as part of the population, but livestock and cattle were. Then you got like the countries around the world, like, I think, what was it, like Japan or China, or was it Nazi Germany, where you had the internment camps where people were brought there to be tortured and killed. So even though I don't agree with the law, I just need to know the full story. It's easy to point fingers at what Trump is doing, but he wasn't the one to initiate this law. Let's go back in the history books, a couple of presidents, to see what happened. Why is this law getting changed now? And sadly enough, you look at the country we're in, when people get arrested and go to jail, like let's say a guy is driving to the bank with his kid in the back seat. He goes in there to stick it up, a hold up. He gets arrested. What happens to a kid? They go to foster care and whatnot. So, yeah. You know what? That's his own live stream. If y'all want to hear it, leave your chats below. Me and Chandler will chime in later this week. Anyway, back to the haves and have-nots. Yeah. I mean, Charles too worried chasing them hoes like Trump was, so I don't really know. Um, let's see. Some people said he faked his death. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's like every day you just don't know what's up. Like I actually got 3 videos on tap. Like I talked about the Jamie Foxx allegations from last week, Beyonce and Jay-Z's new album. Yeah, I got a few like news and media videos I made earlier this week. I just post them throughout the weekend. But yeah, crazy. I think the same thing like you. Sometimes I sit back and it's like, how would Charles handle this situation? And I'm thinking to myself, it's one of those situations where if you get what you want with Candace, will you really be happy? This stuff, like him willing to up and move to Savannah, is stupid. If Charles and Candace had a history, like maybe they met up in season 1 or 2, or Charles and Candace knew each other from when they were younger, but Charles made it out of the hood, it would be more believable. That's just my opinion.
You know,
That's exactly what I theorized. And I'm just like, that's just really reckless and dumb. It's like, yeah, if I move down here, people won't suspect it because, he's trying to keep everything under wraps because it's hard to believe that as a presidential candidate, he would be able to hide that well. It would take a lot of work. And it's just like, you're working towards the White House, but with Jim, I give it somewhat of a pass because of his whole I just turned 50, I want to feel young again. And, most people chalked it up as a midlife crisis. But for Charles, who clearly stated, I have women all over the country, it's like on my campaign trail, it's like, why is Candace the only one that's making you crazy like this? And then the fact,
oh my God,
look,
oh my
what? Yeah, yeah. And then you got the FBI and Secret Service having their shootout with the Malones because they're investigating them anyway. That would be amazing. Guys, if you couldn't hear, and I know y'all probably did because Chandler was yelling, and I agree why. What the theory was, what if Charles moves to Savannah, and then as a result, he gets killed by the Malones, and then somehow Benny gets caught into the mess as well, thinking that Benny was the one that killed Benny, and by killing somebody as a presidential candidate who, number one, the media couldn't ignore, number two, the fact that the Malones might have been the power pack that hired Oscar to make sure that Charles lost. And then on top of that, the feds and the Secret Service have a shootout with the Malones because they're investigating them anyway. So who knows? Who knows? That could be one hell of a story. But I don't want to get my hopes up because y'all know how much I was pumped for the Malones versus Warlock and how disappointing that was.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, Ernest White. Oh yeah, China Anne McClain is so talented. I loved her as Uma in Descendants 2. Yes, I watched Descendants 2. Uma was awesome. Her songs were awesome, and she's going to be in part 3. Awesome, awesome, awesome. James, that's not quite Obama's storyline. It's a real stretch. That's one thing I've noticed more about Charles in his recent appearances. He's had more of an Obama persona, especially in his speech pattern. Yeah, Simba, Beyonce sucks now, but I love her old music. She tries too hard now. It comes off as corny. Yeah, I mentioned that in my video. I'm not a big Beyonce fan. I'm her early stuff, yes, kind of like Rihanna, pre Chris Brown beatdown, no pun intended there. I loved her music, but then after Disturbia, I kind of fell off because those songs are like I'm not against women empowerment, but it's like these songs are like angry black women. I ain't really down for that.
I mean,
Exactly. It's like lemonade. I didn't even want to take a sip of that. 4:44. I checked my watch to see when the darn thing was over. Like there were a couple good songs, but they didn't have any Jay-Z. I think Michael Rampart said on like radio interviews, there were no bangers, man. I need those bangers, those songs you can play in the club. There wasn't any of that. Not to say the album was bad, but it's kind of like one of those albums I don't really rock with a lot. And it doesn't help that all their music is on Tidal, and you gotta have a subscription just to listen to it. So I don't really want to buy the physical CD if I don't even know if the darn music is good. Like I said in the video I did for the album. Like, look, if you get your money, go ahead now. People can say they don't like your music all they want to, but guess what? You're the one with the mansions and the millions of dollars, while they're just online haters. So there's that. No, yeah. Uh, let's see here. They brought up her name. Yeah. Let's just be honest. Candace is a professional girl. Whatever she did to Charles in the hotel. I mean, I love how RK wanted to learn. That was pretty funny. It's like, teach me. Yeah, I feel the same. I feel like I have a thing for these domineering, no, these strong personality girls. It's like I hate being told what to do, but I respect a girl with some attitude. Not too bitchy, but at the same time, it's like I find it attractive. Yeah, pretty well. Well, oh no, I agree with you. I think I said this from the beginning. Gia, I follow her on Instagram now. Beautiful person and stuff like that. I seen some of her Instagram stories. A very good person, but character wise, I don't know why she's even there. Unless she's an undercover vice, but I'm really starting to doubt that now. Enough said. Enough said. Enough said. Um, I think the summer finale will have Jeffrey shot during a fight with Justin. Nah. Okay. It's like I posted a video last night. I hope a main character dies just for the sake of us knowing that, oh shit, anyone can go in this game. Now I definitely need to tune in. Yeah, but okay. When I say main character, I'm talking about the characters on the promotional stuff, like on the commercials, like on the banners on Facebook. So basically, Jim, Catherine, Wyatt, Hannah, Candace, Benny, Veronica, David, Jeffrey. So one of those nine characters in my mind has to go. I think the B tier characters are the likes of Justin, Oscar, Erica, just to name people, Mitch. And then below that, I would put like Rocky, RK, Gia. That's how I look at it. Like, how long is Vinny going to stay on that damn floor? Maybe we're going to be stuck in the same night until episode 44. Like, the cops still haven't come. Each episode is going to cover about 15 minutes in the haves and the have not time frame. Bro, I'm just saying. Simba, YouTube, you can get music free. That is absolutely true, but remember, when it comes to Beyonce and them, they are really good about their music not being on YouTube. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Nope. Michael, are you going to go live on Instagram later tonight? Later tonight. Uh, yeah. Yeah, you should get a notification. Anytime you hit live, it'll say that we're informing your followers that you're going live. Like, I know I get notifications when people go live, and then there's an option where you can click on there and say, do you request to join live? And then the person doing the live can accept it. That way you're on webcam with them at the same time. And the reason I said we're doing our live streams on YouTube together because Instagram has a time limit. I forgot the time, but there is a limit for how long your live can be. But our discussions are too long for Instagram. Yeah, yeah. Like, I remember on my first couple live streams, I talked with like two or three different people, and it's like, yeah, there was a time limit. I think it was like 30 minutes or something like that. I forgot. Exactly. Yeah. What time I go on Instagram? I wish I could tell you. Like, I literally do not know. It's more a spontaneous thing. But I think Erica will be pregnant by David. That's when her truth will come out. Let me just put it this way. Let me just put it this way. Remember that Erica told David they had more sex in a week than she's had in her life, and she needed a break. Just like Sarah told Jim to use a condom, but he didn't want to. I feel like those statements are going to build up to something in the future. I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah. Oh, real quick, Daquan, is David jealous with RK with Veronica? He doesn't know who RK is, and this is like the only thing I really had a question about next week's trailer. It's like, I'm tired of how you're being treating Jeffrey. What is David calling Veronica for? Is Veronica going to do something to Jeffrey and Jeffrey's going to call? I wonder what's going to happen to make David call Veronica and allegedly push him to a point he didn't even know he had. Because we know for a fact it's going to be that same night because RK's in bed with Veronica. They're at the pool. Then we know Mitch is going to the restaurant, goes back to Benny's house to tell him that, you know what, you're going to have to pay him back and everything. So we know for a fact this was in the same night. Not to mention, Justin and Jeffrey are going to still be at the condo. So I wonder what's going to make him call. That's my real question.
Oh my
Let me think. That's true. And building that Jim owns, so he can just go in there whenever he wants to. I'm trying to think of a viable reason why. Maybe after their discussion in the kitchen, when Catherine gives a speech about making Wyatt pay. So maybe they go over there to talk with them or something. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That would be interesting though. But well, how long is Justin and Jeffrey going to be standing there with the guns to their heads for Jim and Catherine to get dressed, go all the way to Wyatt's house, and then walk upstairs? Oh my God. Yeah, yeah. I would have loved that. Yeah. Um, we haven't had a scene like that in quite some time, to be honest. No. Yep. Melrose, yes, you can watch Instagram Live without being on camera. James, we still got 2019 and 2020 for the halves being on own. And yeah, I agree. I just feel like the Charles and Landon thing, I know it's building up to something, but I really didn't like that part because I feel like it was stupid. Then Justin being all dramatic at the end just really threw things out of whack. And then I am just not a fan at all of Hannah being this crying. I just, oh my God. Because I've loved seeing her happy the past few episodes, even though I still don't trust Derek. It's just like, look, give this woman a break, okay? Because I did give Benny credit for saying, like, look, this is my mess. I need to fix it. Finally, you acknowledge that. But at the same time, like, Hannah, calm down. Let your boy do what he has to do. Yep. Yeah, I want to know how. Like in this episode, like, has there ever been a woman that just makes you crazy? I'm just like, you retconned it because Charles had a suspicion that Landon wasn't into women. So why all of a sudden is it like Charles is unaware? It makes no sense. That's true. Kind of like Wyatt doing the same thing to Jeffrey. Damn, it's just I don't know. I just hope they turn things around with that. Um. Uh. Oh. Was David going to stick Veronica with that poker? I ain't gonna lie, that was funny as hell. He's like, I'm sick of this woman. What the hell do you want? Yeah, I know, right? Like, what are you doing? That was crazy. I wonder if Veronica using protection with Benny and RK. No, I highly doubt that. Likewise, and yeah, like I got a video on tap about what if her baby in real life is written into the series. Uh, no. The baby she adopted in real life. What if that's acted out as her grandchild on the show? Yeah, the only way that can happen is if they do a damn time skip. Like, there's literally no way they're going to move forward like 7+ months without a time skip. So, yeah. Uh, oh, yep, sure is. It's just like, it feels like if Loving You is wrong when they did like an entire back half of a season over the course of like one night or something like that. I know people were pissed about that. Man. All right. Well, it's almost 5 o'clock, and I gotta figure out what I want to do for dinner tonight, and then do Instagram Live later on. But any last closing thoughts before we end it today? Thank God. Yes, I agree. Yeah, three people said that to me. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? But here's the thing, though. I don't know, man. It's like I hope that was fake because I'll be really pissed. Not to mention, they usually would have said like three more, two more episodes before the jaw dropping season finale. So okay, no matter when the finale is for 2018, if they put a trailer for the next set of episodes, I'm gonna be happy. If that trailer is as good as the one we got at the end of episode 10 back in March, I'm going to be happy. Oh my God. Fully agreed. Yes. Camera work and all. Yes. And like you mentioned earlier, it's like, look, if we get episodes produced in that new production company, studio, my God, I can only imagine. And like I said before, oh, sure is. And like was mentioning in earlier videos, it's just like, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Tyler Perry's recent movies, well, the Medea ones anyway, the fact that there are so many people, I mean, despite what we think, what critics think, those movies still smash at the box office, which is good because that means the more money he gets, the more movies he can make in the future. So, and that means more money for more TV. But like I said before, quality over quantity. That's all I'm asking. So maybe the fact that this new studio and everything is ready to go, maybe he could take his time. Oh Lord, I would love that. That would be the icing on the cake. Yep. And yeah, I did send out a tweet on Wednesday or Tuesday about Catherine actually paying for her crime, just like Wyatt. And I know Miss Jennifer herself tweeted back, is like, exactly. And I'm like, I should do a video talking about, what if these characters really got what was coming to them in the court of law? And she was like, that would be an exciting video. I'm just like, if I did a video that big, then Perry better invite me down or something. Because I've actually been doing some research and I actually got some friends in the school of law. And I'm just trying to look for a reliable resource to say, like, can you tell me where I can find the penalties for murder, drugs, and all this stuff? Because that is actually a fun video I would love to do.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though. I would only stick to the main characters, like, a Jim, a Veronica, David, Benny, and Candace, based off of how well that video does. Then I would love to do like a part two where I'm talking about like Oscar, Justin, and characters like that. I don't want to do like a 4 hour video and then not get a lot of views. So I would definitely do a video talking about like Veronica with arson, Jim with covering up a hit and run, Wyatt, Catherine, murder. I feel like that would be fun. Like, hey, I mean, we could probably chat each other on Hangout, going back and forth because I don't know if I'm going to list out there is not enough time in the day to list out every single crime, but I want to talk about the big ones that just seem to have been glossed over. And then not to mention, Veronica talks about David's dirty laundry, which we have no idea. I doubt he's as dirty as Jim. Well, no. Let me just put it this way. I don't think that he is as gut reactive as Jim or Veronica. But if Dave has gotten into some stuff, it's been well covered. Like it wouldn't surprise me if there's stuff that even Veronica doesn't know about.
Oh, I'd say there is.
Exactly, because the past always catches up with him, and that's a very interesting thing. I mean, to be honest, Hannah is automatically exempt. The only thing she's guilty of is being a hypocritical Christian. So there's that. Benny is Yep. Didn't I mention that in my video about Hannah seeing the tattoo at the beach? It's like Hannah and Veronica will be on the ropes about the whole situation of your son killed and my son got blamed for it. Then she goes off. Yeah, then she goes to the beach with Derek, and then Catherine finds out Derek's past via Veronica, and then freaks out. And yeah, that will be interesting. Um, I was disappointed as well, but I was disappointed as well, but I'm just like, I wanted it, but at the same time, I can see why it wasn't in there because they had their conversation from the night. Maybe Derek could have called back, like, hey, I'm sorry, I had to go fix somebody's washer. It was an emergency. Let's get back to where we were on the conversation. Then Benny comes over, and then that's when that mess starts. But see, that's why I don't trust that source. Like they say, Vinny's going to be in there until like what 29th episode 44. Like, nah. So, for the love of God, no. How is he not dead? I don't know how. Why is he not dead? It's like, but then again, this show has a knack for keeping these characters alive when they should. Yeah, it's like that thick artery blood or whatever from like because he got cut in a vital area. So I don't know, but they better they better explain it well. Because I feel like maybe he'll be taken to the hospital and be out of commission. And then when he comes to, they'll reveal the truth about who actually stabbed him. Because I feel like Benny's going to be in the oven in terms of being, in some bad heat for a little while. Like Mitch is going to turn his back on him. The Malones are going to be pissed off. They're going to try to find a lawyer who'll be in jail. And, because the Malones can get him on the inside just like they did with Toxic and Terrell. So, my God. Yep. James Derek did not rape Hannah, but I think he's related to the rapist and took the rap for it. Now, I feel like I need to do another video about why doesn't Hannah recognize Derek and that was the man that raped her. There are multiple reasons for that, but that's another video. Like, I'm just sick of doing the Veronica lesbian stuff. Somebody mentioned, what if Veronica experimented in college? And it's like, oh, no, no, no. What if she went out with a male at one point in her life, but then he turned out to be gay? That is a very good theory, but I just get sick of doing them because it's just like, yeah, well, I mean, I feel like the recent two were the most in depth. The one about her being a lesbian when she was younger, and what if her mom was, if she saw her mom with another woman. So I don't know. And I really feel like that would be a great way to explain why she hasn't come on the show because her and her mom are, not on good terms because she resents her mom for being gay. So who knows? Yeah, yeah, that's true. And that would explain because she would accept her grandson, and I would love that. And I would love for her to call out Veronica on her bullcrap. It's like, look, you not being able to see that your son is gay is as ridiculous as you claiming those are your real breasts. Yeah, I said it. They're implants. They are real. Okay, sure. Whatever. Again, who knows? I mean, my gosh, there are so many pop. That's why we need more backstory. Number one, I don't have to do so many of these videos, and number two, it'll be good for everybody to see more depth to these characters. Man, oh, I don't know. I want them to, but at the same time, it's like there are just so many different scenarios where these police need to show up. Like the one that was in Veronica's room at the hospital, saying that she would look into who hit her. Who was it? Was the name Monica, the woman that was on the phone with Veronica, and she wanted to make sure Morgan wanted to make sure my husband and son's phones were tapped, and I need to look into finding out who tried to hit me from behind and run me off the road. So there's no telling. Yeah, yep. That sounded too passive for Veronica because usually there's a threat riddled in there. My thing was like, okay, maybe it's because he didn't want to have sex that she's like, no, no, just go home and wait. And I'm just like, this is too easy. Yeah. Oh, and last thing before we ended it, I think I mentioned earlier, but I think this is when your connection broke. I think that Veronica's probably going to kill Arcade from stealing from her. Yeah. I can definitely see him being invited over again, and then that's when it happens. Kind of like Maggie Day. But I am not going to fault Candace for it because Candace said, go over there, dance for a little, keep her company, have sex with her if you want to. She did not say steal. So it's just like when she suggested to Jeffrey, okay, so that gay cop is into you. Why not use him to your advantage so we can get off this Quincy Maxwell murder? But then she was shocked that Justin knew who Jeffrey was, knew his last name, knew his story and everything. She didn't tell Jeffrey to do all that, and then you see the kind of fatal attraction he's in right now. So yes, if RK gets into trouble, I don't blame Candace. It goes back to what Candace said about him being too greedy. Exactly. I mean, there's no telling because remember, Candace is like Veronica's the kind of woman you should be targeting to get rich. But I feel like this, as you said, this was like a you go in, go out, no pun intended. You just make your presence known, and if you leave a lasting impression, Veronica might be a sugar mama. So shoot, this might be interesting. It's like you have nothing to offer me, little boy. I was just like, come on. Yeah, don't get me started. And I love how Candace was disgusted when she was talking with Arcade about if you want to have sex. Ugh. And it's like, oh, what was it? Don't drug her. That bitch, that old bitch will probably die. I was rolling. I was rolling. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, I agree. I said that plenty of times. It's like they're too alike to not collide with each other. It's like they have so much in common they don't want to admit it. It's just like but believe it or not, Veronica in a way is the woman that Candace wants to be. She's literally a Candace with more experience. And it all started when Veronica confronted her in that bathroom at the courthouse when she was taking her whole bath. And it all comes down to she sees a lot of her younger self in Candace, but of course, Candace is taking the whole route. Not to say she wasn't in law school because she was, but yeah, it's just I don't know. They're great. Yep. And I wonder what they're going to do about it. Hmm. Yep. All right. Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I need to figure out what I want to eat tonight and fold these clothes up and then probably do live streams. Probably about 8 or 9 o'clock. I'm in no rush. It'll happen when it happens. But thanks so much for tuning in. Chandler and I will do a live stream probably, what's the day? Thursday? Yeah, probably tomorrow or this weekend. Talking about, recent news stories, because I really want to get all the facts straight, especially with Trump signing that new law. I want to read over that. Then we'll do a live stream, but we'll chat on Google Hangout soon enough. Yep, they sure do. I remember the first time, like, wait, 5 minutes left? No, 2 minutes left. What the heck is going on here? So, yeah, Instagram Live, that's pretty much the best way to contact people who don't really have the technology to join me on YouTube. That's why the Instagram, plus the live streams on there on Instagram only last 24 hours and they're gone. So, yeah, exactly. They're as up as long as YouTube doesn't take them down. So, all right. Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Chandler and I will talk to you all soon. And be on the lookout for my video for Love Is. I'll probably do that this weekend. Yeah, I'll do it this weekend.
I love it. I love
Yo, Spotify's playlist that Oprah made for Love Is takes me right back to the 90s. Awesome stuff. Oh, and I love it. I love it. Yep. All right, man. Well, thanks for joining in, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in to Chandler's and I's live stream. If you haven't done so already, be sure to follow me on Instagram. I got a link to my social media in the description below. So I will talk to you all soon and take care.